No matter how good you are at snooker, you're still going to have to play shots that are close to the cushion. Here's what you need to do in order to be able to play these shots with confidence, and to be able to not only get tough pots, but get yourself back into a winning position as well. This is Break from Life. Welcome back, and if this is your first time watching one of our videos, then it's fantastic to have you here. Playing a shot with a cue ball near the cushion does make it a lot more difficult. However, the advantage you do have when you're close to the cushion is you've got somewhere to rest your cue, meaning I can play a shot like this one-handed. Playing a shot like this in the centre of the table though isn't so straightforward. And that's the one small advantage you have playing a shot off the cushion. You don't have to worry so much about the stability of your bridge hand. And if you find you're able to pop balls off the cushion like this, sometimes more consistently than you can with your hand on the table, then you may find that your entire bridge hand, or maybe just your thumb, is in fact wobbling around on the shot. If you want to know more about this, then check out the card in the top right hand corner. Playing a shot with the cue balls closer to the cushion is even more difficult because you can't bring the cue back as far as you would on a regular shot. Also, you can only strike the very top of the cue ball. There are ways around both of these problems which I'll explain later, but both of these factors combined make it even harder to time the ball, and this can make playing the shot accurately even more difficult. A common mistake when you're playing a more compact shot off the cushion is to not adjust your hand position. Ideally, you want the cue to come straight down like this. So if you want to use the most basic techniques and bridge positions in order to pot some of the hardest shots in the game, then do this. On shots like these, the cue ball's close to the edge of the table. So to start off with, make sure you're standing back far enough from the shot and able to walk into it. And if you want to know how to walk into a shot successfully nearly every time, then try the video in the card right now. It's also on the Break From Life channel page, along with a load of other videos that will help you dominate at the game and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel. When you have the cue ball a little way from the cushion like this, most players will use what is known as a looped bridge. This is where you loop your finger over the cue and rest it alongside your thumb, as I show in the image here, not whatever I'm doing on the left hand side where I forgot what a looped bridge was by the look of it. This is because I usually position my hand like this when playing these shots, and I don't really think it matters what you do as long as your cue can easily move backwards and forwards without any resistance. A bridge like this is normally used when you can't quite get your hand in between the cushion and the table. On shots where the cue ball's a little bit closer to the cushion, using the same technique, you won't quite be able to see over the top of your hand in order to play the shot. Your wrist sticks up a bit like this when you do that, as you can see here, and I can't quite see over the top of it in order to be able to see where I'm striking the cue ball, or even how close my cue is to the cue ball. So in this case, you just simply place your hand underneath like this and let the cue slide along the top of the cushion in between your thumb and forefinger. If you struggle to play a shot with a cue ball here or the previous position the cue ball was in, then this is likely to be caused by timing or not having your arm at quite the same angle when you're right up to the cue ball like this. On shots that are this close to the cushion or closer, where things really start to get tricky for the reasons I explained earlier. Obviously, you have to use this sort of bridge because if you use this one, then you're not going to be able to see over your wrist, and make sure you're getting this bit right when you're up to the ball. And remember, any of the previous factors I mentioned could lead you to striking the ball too quickly, and this will in turn make the shot even less accurate. You will have to prop the cue up on your finger and thumb so your tip easily slides over the cushion. And remember, cushion heights do vary, meaning I've finally got a reason to use a tape measure on this thing. It turns out these are fairly average, but on ones that are higher there is a good chance you could miss cue. To maximise your chances of hitting the ball cleanly though, you just want to scrape the edge of your tip on the cushion as you play the shot. But what if you have to play the shot harder than the amount you can pull the cue back allows, or like here, you desperately need to play a screw shot when the cue ball's so close to the cushion? Well, in that case, do this. Give yourself more room to play the shot with power. I've got a shot here where I can pot the red. It's not an easy red because the white's so close to the cushion. And if you notice, if I pot the red, I can't get on the pink, the black doesn't go, and the only way I'm going to be able to pot a colour after this really is if I leave myself a ridiculously long blue from there, or I bring the white back across the table to here on the black. Now that does mean playing the shot really hard, and if I was to just try that with a normal bridge as hard as I can, even if I pot it, I still don't quite get there. However, it is possible to be able to play this shot hard enough to come off this side cushion and get back over here for the black. But it does require us to use a different bridge hand. You see, the one we were using before, I could only pull the cue back as far as this. And I can't fully use all my cue power with just being able to pull the cue back that distance. However, if I position my hand on the table like this, now this is by no means easy to do. It's very easy for your hand to wobble around and it's hard to play the shot accurately. But if you place your hand on the table like this, that does allow you to have all that extra cue power to be able to play the shot accurately. And we easily get the cue ball there. Any shot where the white's this close to a cushion is very difficult to dig down on and play the shot with any stun or screw back and play it accurately. And so I'd advise not playing any pot if you can help it doing this. However, if you've got to play a shot like this situation that comes up a lot, where there's reds down the other end of the table and you've got to screw the white back to the top cushion, the first thing to look for is if there's anything near a side cushion, because you don't necessarily just have to screw that back, you can also play it with side spin, so you can play it a lot slower. Other advantages of this isn't going to run into anything, that's going to go down there, and we're going to be able to get back here a lot more consistently and easily. If we have to play any reds here, we're just going to open them all up and they can come backwards, sometimes very surprisingly, go over pockets on the top cushion. You can get the white back perfect here and the red's gone over the pocket, or even possibly one of the middle pockets. You could play the white perfectly and leave a ball onto any pocket. So the first thing to look for is a red near the side cushion like this, and you can just get the white safe of it. Now, from here, we don't have that option available to us, and we have to screw the ball back to the top cushion. So how do you do it? Well, to start off with, you're going to have to dig down on the shot. Now, if possible, just use your normal bridge on top of the cushion and see if you can do that. Now, we're not going to be able to do that because we're only going to be able to hit minimum there. If it was out here a bit, we'd get away with that. So we're going to have to use a bridge in order that we normally use to bridge over something. Now, with your cue arm, ideally you want to keep it normally like that. If you've really got to strike down a long way, then you can bring it up, but try and avoid doing that if you can get away with it. Nextly, you've just got to make sure you're playing this shot as easy as possible and at the slowest speed possible. So you just want to be making sure you're hitting the red as straight as you can. Get nice and low on the cue board, nice and low, and just try and time it and play it as soft as you can get away with it. But even that, with left, that red there over the middle pocket, that nearly came back. So even though we've got the white into a quite nice position down here, we've still left very comfortable pots on. If only I hadn't ruined this entire video by missing this pot, but maybe I didn't line it up properly. If you want to line shots up better, then why not try the laser level on the Break From Life website, and while you're there, check out our official hats and t-shirts. Or maybe you're more concerned about playing shots down the cushion rather than off them. If you're not sure how you would ever pot a ball like this, or find you're very inconsistent at playing this type of shot, then why not have a look at our video, Snooker Cushion Shots? Or if you want to know how to stand in snooker, then why not try our video, How to Stand in Snooker? And remember, don't just watch, play. And make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel and visit the website. See you later.